Hello and welcome to Diamonds and Do, aka Lee K. I, as you all know, am Lee K. If you are new here, welcome in. Sit a spell, as an old TV program once said, and enjoy. If you find you like it, please hit subscribe and like. It will help me out at least a little bit. If you are returning, then welcome back. It is Tuesday afternoon, my new filming day, as Monday got a little hectic for me to try and do what I wanted to do and film at the same time. So welcome in. Like I said, sit back, relax. We are going to start, as usual, with the reading of the comments. Hooray, hooray.
Yes,
So as soon as Lenore is ready,
I'm ready.
okay, let's start.
Okay, hi everybody. This is Lee K's wife, Lenore. The first comment I have is random
Random no name.
no name. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Lee and Lenore, for taking the time to make this video. Continued prayers to you and your brother, Lee. Lenore, my mother had gastric bypass surgery, and I know how hard the struggle is for the body to absorb nutrients after the surgery. Praying for all of you. Lee, hopefully soon you'll get to sit down and relax and talk to us and diamond paint with us soon. Blessings and well wishes, if I could speak, from Tennessee. Thank you from Tennessee. All the blessings and well wishes we can use. Yes, it is difficult because they tell you after a gastric bypass, they warn you about this, but it just really doesn't connect until it actually happens to you and you have anemia for the first time in your entire life. You become anemic, I should say.
Yep. Well, either way. Thank you very much, no name. Or, however it goes.
Yeah. We appreciate all the comments and well wishes, more than we can say.
Yes, we do. Especially the comments, because without the comments, I wouldn't have a script. And these would be awfully fast whipping chats.
Yes, hi, bye.
Yeah.
This next one comes from Cheryl.
Shirilia.
Shirilia.
Or Shirilai.
Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Well said, Lee. We are all a huge crafty family, no matter what kind of craft it is. And I am so happy that Lenore is going to start diamond painting. The club just got a little bigger. Thank you. I am so glad too if we can ever get it set up, which we will.
Thank you very much. I do want to mention one thing from a little over a week ago. I made comments about it being a large family and a large community, and it is, from my perspective. Okay? From the way I see it, and the way I've seen things, and the way I've experienced things, this is what it is to me. I stand by my words. However, it was also brought to my attention that not all people were treated as I had stated. And they were not made to feel welcome or comfortable. And I do apologize for that. But I also feel that it is something we need to combat against. Because no one in this community and no one in the diamond painting or crafting community all around should be made to feel less than what they are. So having said that, I will get off that soapbox and continue on.
I think I'm going to say, no, I'm not. Okay.
You what?
I think I was going to sneeze, but I said, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay, fine.
And this is from Melanie.
Oh boy. Sit back, relax. This is going to be a while.
It's not that.
Oh, no, Melanie.
No,
Never
Melanie.
mind. Never mind. Wrong one.
I love your new pen, Lee. Such a nice gift from Shay Shay. It really is. Now I don't say this often, but Lenore, Lee is 100% right now. Never apologize for what you believe in or who you are. Thank to both of you for sharing. My 6th grade teacher was my greatest teacher, Mrs. Ravel. I struggled in school, but she managed to make me believe in myself and that I was capable of anything. That year I caught up to my peers and then became an A student. Bless her heart. I have a comment to make on that too, because I picked out my favorite person.
Go right ahead.
But there's someone else who was very important in my growing up years. When I was in the 2nd grade, I had this wonderful, marvelous teacher. Her name was Miss Fishman. She shortly got married after I went into the 3rd grade, and changed her name. But she was a beautiful lady in both as a teacher and as visually. She's a beautiful lady. She caught on to me that I was not reading well in school, and she called my mother in and suggested that she take me to the library and get me a library card and stop me reading, even if she had to read to me. Well, that started my long career of book reading. I haven't stopped to this day, and I don't intend to, but bless her. Okay, now that I've taken up time.
Thank you very much. Oh, you take up all the time you want. After all, this is the Lee and Lenore show. Contrary to some people's belief. You know.
You know, it really gets on his last nerve.
Yeah,
He's
not
only
really, but that's
kidding.
okay.
He's only kidding.
All right. So anyway.
This is from Tammy.
Oh, okay. This is where I made my mistake. Everybody, sit back, relax. This is gonna be a while.
Get a cup of coffee.
Or like me, grab a do.
Okay. Tammy says, "Howdy, you two. What's up? I finally listened to this wonderful Wip Chat. I had to. I couldn't wait any longer. It was killing me. Berta asked if I had ever listened to it, and that's all it took. I couldn't wait another minute. You know me, impatient. I really need to work on that. Don't worry about it, Tammy.
Yes, worry about it, Tammy.
Listen to me, not him. Anyway, I'll start by saying, Lenore, you brought tears to my eyes Thursday night listening to you sing Amazing Grace. My mama's name was Grace, and we called her Amazing Grace. She lived to be 94, bless her. My other mama's name was Grace also, but we called her Eileen. I'll have to ask Tammy about that. She lived to her mid-70s. They're both in heaven now, and I miss them so very much. Hearing that song gave me comfort and brought back sweet memories, so thank you for that. You're most welcome. Also, Lee told me that you are going to sing The Rose on Jenny's Live Thursday night. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I will put a link, or at least attempt to. I've been having troubles putting links in, so I will attempt to put a link in for that channel.
I love that song, and I know hearing your sweet, beautiful, angelic voice sing those words is going to bring me to tears again.
I know she couldn't say that with a straight face.
I hope you realize just how beautiful you truly are inside and out. We all think the world of you and Lee. We love you both very much. Well, we love all of you too, even though Lee picks on you. He only picks on the people he loves the most. Picks on me unmercifully.
You deserve it.
I do.
So anyway, continue on.
As for the diamond painting community, I couldn't agree more. It has changed my life in more ways than one. For one thing, it brought out my creativity, which I didn't know I had. I'm not artistic at all, but I truly enjoy diamond painting. Sometimes I get so lost in the painting, I forget that I'm in pain. It gives me peace and comfort. Thank Lord for that. He brought that to you. The most important thing I get from diamond painting is the community. I've made so many amazing friends, including both of you. I don't feel so lonely anymore. I feel so loved. And I've received gifts from Berta, Carrie, Joanna, Alyssa, the diamond painting stitcher, Shay, Denise, and a couple of more friends who want to remain anonymous. They've gifted me pens and paintings that I never could have bought myself. They've made some of my diamond painting dreams come true. Berta bought my sweet mama a pen that touched her heart so much. She said that made her feel so special because nobody had ever bought her anything in life except for my dad, my sister, my girls, and myself. To see the look in her eyes because of what Berta did for her made me realize just how truly blessed we all are to have each other. You guys talk to me when I need comforting, and most importantly, all of you accept me for who I am, excuse me. That means more to me than anything. It's true there's conflict in this community, but that's just life. However, I've never had any conflict in the community. I love every single friend I've ever made so much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I know the friendships I've made in this community will last a lifetime. Lastly, I'm so sorry that you fell, Lenore, but I'm so happy that you're on the road to recovery. Lee, I'm also sorry that your brother isn't healthy, and I'm sorry that you experience pain on a daily basis. I understand how that feels, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I pray for the three of you daily. I want more than anything for you guys to be happy and healthy. I'm looking forward to your next Wip Chat, and I'm listening to it as soon as it's uploaded. No more waiting until the last minute, just so that I can think of a good question. I can't take it. Yes. I'm so sorry this is so long. Lenore, if you don't want to read it, I totally understand. I won't be offended in the least. One last thing. Lee, stop hitting Lenore. Ah! Lenore, feel free to smack Lee up the side of his head anytime you want. I find it highly entertaining.
You would.
I want to say something to you.
As soon as she stops with the tears.
No, not tears. My nose is running.
Your nose is running, I know.
The tears are in my heart, though.
So anyway,
Tammy,
go ahead.
I've not met physically, but talked to people and raised up to so I'm feeling more myself than I have been in a long time. I'm 75 years old. I have had cancer, which I'm still on the road to recovery from. I have arthritis, osteoporosis, all kinds of things that I've let get in my way on a daily basis.
Well, stop putting them on top of my drills and I won't move it.
Having a moment here.
Yeah.
But Tammy, I appreciate you so much. And this was a beautiful, beautiful note that you wrote. I don't care what Leon says or not. It was beautiful, and I so appreciate it. I could never have picked out what not to read. God bless you.
Lucky for you, because I was going to have her split it in two. I was going to make her...
And one more thing. I can't hit him upside the head. I'd break my hand.
Oh, you would not.
Well, I'd fracture it. I'd sprain it. Not that I'm saying he's a hard head, but he is. All right, do you have anything to say?
Tammy, go to bed.
You are so bad.
I'm sure we'll talk to you tonight at some point in time.
The next one is from Jennifer.
Jennifer.
My favorites for diamond paintings have cartoon art style, but I'm in my early 30s. Nothing wrong with being a kid at heart. I can't go wrong with holiday-themed diamond paintings either. For me, landscapes are a low priority because of the amount of confetti, but the landscapes make the best gifts. I had to ask Lee what that meant, and he told me.
Yeah, she's still learning the
Lingo.
lingo. Hell, I don't even know it half the time. A lot of times they speak in code, or actually more like shorthand, like DAC for Diamond Art Club and JGS for Jaded Gem Shop. And it's like, wait a minute, I gotta stop and think about this. Will you two, please? Jeez, between Oreo and cinnamon, I don't know which one's worse. You're over here at our feet. Well, now she's eating his dry food, so. But anyway,
She was still digging up corn my own.
but she'll get it. She'll get the hang of it once we figure out what we're gonna do about getting her set up.
The next comment is from Trin. Great chat, and I 100% agree about small shops.
Yep. As far as I said, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, small shops are the way to go. Some of the bigger shops, or one of the big shops, the big premier shops, I think, is just getting a little bit too big for their britches. But that's my opinion, and no, I will not say which shop I'm talking about. I'm sure most of you already know. If not, well, sorry. I won't mention it. I won't mention it on a Wip Chat.
No. All right, the next one comes from Brenda.
Oh, another book.
It is not.
Yeah.
Hey there, Lee and Lenore. Thanks so much for the shout out for Brittany's and my business. So many people pronounce the name wrong. LOL. I told Brittany everyone is going to call us Bez like Pez. It's bees like bees. Hee hee. I had to say that, Lee, just because I needed to say that. And after that, slap Lee. Ooh. You don't be saying you are going to beat up Lenore.
No, it's more like after that slap, Lee.
Yeah,
You don't
right.
need to be saying, yeah.
Yeah, well, I put the inflection wrong. It is so difficult to get humor in written words. Someone will no doubt say I should just be happy you gave our small business a shout out regardless of whether the pronunciation was correct or incorrect. But it's not Pez Bez, it's peas. LOL. And
Yeah. Bee's knees. What? Just say it. Yeah, that's the one we gave you the paper.
I just, I think I thanked you. I hope I did, Brenda and Brittany, because I appreciate that more than not. I haven't started painting yet because we haven't got room anywhere right now, but because we have a small
House.
and we're working on it, and we'll be up and running maybe in a week or two. Okay.
And Brenda, don't you worry about what other people think about your sense of humor. I get it. That's what matters. It's my channel, the comments to me, and I understand that you're kidding. So, to anybody that doesn't. Next.
I just love you both. I bet you are a hoot to hang with. Oh, yeah. So, Lenore, let's talk chicken. Have you noticed chicken today is different from chicken a while back? Maybe it's just because I live in a dust bowl. How do you fix your chicken? Fried, baked, stuffed, I don't care, any way I can get it.
Okay,
Chicken
now,
soup.
before we continue with that one,
Yes.
it would be really nice so that the person knows even though the person probably knows you're talking about them, who made that comment about the chicken.
This is still.
Oh, that's still Brenda?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry.
You should be.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Lee, I think it is so cool we used to hang out around tugboats and big boats. He thinks it's cool too, and so do I, because I was beneficiary. I got to go on the tug that pulled the Constitution before his father retired, and it was a real neat thing.
Yep. Here's my father. Okay. He's a dispatcher for a fuel transportation company out of East Boston at the time. The first time he got the job there, he brought me out onto a tugboat with the captain, of course. I mean, he didn't run the tugboat. He just was there along for the ride with his son. And I even got to steer the tugboat. Now, mind you, at the time I was 13, roughly. And the tugboats, you know, it's one of the newer tugboats, so it didn't have a wheel. It just had a toggle on it, you know. And the captain said to turn it to a particular direction. So I did. Well, what he didn't tell me was that toggle was really sensitive. And I hauled that tugboat around, almost threw my father over the side. Just so much fun. Now, you got to understand, my father was in the Coast Guard. Okay? United States Coast Guard. Small vessels. The man got seasick. Never got over it. Always seasick. And yet here he is. After he gets out of the Coast Guard, he starts in on a boat, on a job that has boats, and he's out on a boat with his 13-year-old son taking the helm. Not the wisest of decisions. But yes, I did have some really good times playing on the tugboats, and when I was without a job, he would, when the Coast Guard seized the vessel, I would do security on it, make sure nobody climbed aboard or did anything with it. So yeah, it was a good experience. It was some fun times. When I wasn't doing that, I was fishing off the docks where he worked, catching flounder, throwing them back because Boston Harbor is not exactly the cleanest of places,
So true.
but catching them nonetheless. So, anything else?
No. Lenore, if I may, with the canvases, even though they are self-flattening, they will be so much easier to work on if you lay them flat. Lift part of the plastic up, and when lying it back down, try to flatten the bumps down as you go. It's hard to type it. Or if your bed has the old-fashioned mattress and enclosed box spring, lay the canvas between there for a while. Or attach the one end of the canvas to a hanger using clothespins, and then put something of heaviness on the bottom part to give it weight. That will also help flatten the canvas. Please forgive me for the book. I am just trying to be helpful. Most would think smaller canvases are easy to smooth versus larger ones. I haven't found that to be the case, and I love the book.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wish you all the best when it comes to health, happiness, and any or all things. Please know this from the bottom of my heart. Happy diamond painting.
Or you could just, if it's poured glue, just roll it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll help flatten it out to at least to a point where you can use it. And then while you're painting on it, it'll flatten out even more if there's any discrepancies. But thank you, Brenda. I appreciate all of the knowledge and all of the generosity and your words of encouragement.
Yes, definitely.
Even if you are writing books.
Oh, you are so awful.
Nah, I'm pretty damn good, actually.
Mm-hmm. Happy Little Drills is next. Well said, Lee. I have only been here in this community for a short while. Don't know many people, but have witnessed so much kindness and generosity from this community. I don't think I know who Jenny is, but would love to see her live. Yes, yes, they would. I only know of a few people who go live: Shay, Kara, and Cajun. Lee, if you would be so kind to recommend more people to follow, I'd appreciate it. I'm happy you and Lenore are doing better. Say hello to Oreo and Cinnamon for me. Who's BTW1?
By the way,
Oh,
I've told you that before.
I know. I'm old.
Yeah. Likely story.
I've forgotten more than you'll ever know.
Yeah, sure you have. I taught you everything you know about a lot of different things.
Oh, shut up.
The dirtier, the better.
Oh, stop it. Oh.
Yeah, I did send you those links, drills. And as I told you when I did that, if you want any more, just feel free to let me know. I do have several, but I didn't want to inundate you all at once. So, and that goes for anybody. If you have anything you need, or if you have any information you want, and if I have it, I will be more than happy to share it. If you have any suggestions for other people that might be looking for people to watch, then feel free to leave it in the comments.
Mhm.
I have no problem sharing such information. As long as people are considerate with it, I don't have any issues.
Okay.
Next.
Okay. This comes from Henny. Hi, Lee and Lenore. Which places, countries would you go to on vacation? Thanks for a fun Wip Chat. Sweethearts. I would love to go to two places. Well, Ireland. That's where my maternal side of my family came from. My grandmother was born there and came over when she was 17. And Nova Scotia, that's where my paternal folks came from. And my dad was actually born there. Yeah.
Personally, I'd like to go back to Australia.
I'll go with you.
You'll go with me. Been there, was there when I was in the military, when I was in the Navy. I would like to go to Ireland. Just because then I can say I've been there. And as far as anywhere else, too numerous to mention. I've got all kinds of places I'd love to go visit.
Have you ever been to Canada?
No, I have not. Someday I'll go to Canada too.
Some of your people from Novi in Canada.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. I'm just reminding you to go there. It's a beautiful country.
Well, I don't hold because family have been there that it's a reason to visit. I like to visit because I want to go visit.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's a beautiful country.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, this one comes from Cindy. Great again, and Lee, it seems to me that Lenore only hits you when you deserve it.
Oh,
And
I never deserve it. I'm perfect.
Oh, yeah. And start taking pictures now. One of you will regret it if you don't. I have 45 years of pictures I treasure. I would be heartbroken without all the visual memories. Please take pictures. Let's what do okay.
Probably meant, let's see, what do I like?
I lost my place. Let's do it. Well, on those on Discord may know, I posted pictures. Anyway, I like ocean and fantasy, mostly bright colors. Cats, dragons, and gnomes are my first choices. I am glad to hear your back feels better. Hope it stays that way.
You and me both.
And very glad Lenore's fall was not worse. So am I.
Well, consider the fact that she could have broken her nose.
Yeah, I could have broken my nose. I could have broken my wrist. I could have broken my knee. I didn't break any of those things. Just hurt them. All right. This comes from Tammy. I think it's another one though.
Hi, G.
Yes.
Yep.
It is. Lee, I listened to your Wip Chat. I just wanted you to know. Well, that's nice.
Honey, if you listen to it, that's great. If that's what you want me to know, that's great too. I like knowing when people listen to my Wip Chat, even if they don't have any questions, stories, or comments to share.
That's good.
That is just perfectly okay with me. Just say, hey, I listened. It'll work. Speaking of comments, I want to take a moment just to say thank you, because I know myself, anyway, I have this very bad habit of watching a Wip Chat or watching a replay of a live, going in and hitting the like button, and then going on to my next thing, whatever that may be. And that's a very bad habit, because I know what it's like to get comments and not get comments. So I want to thank everybody that leaves a comment. It's not something that is required, obviously. It is not something that you have to do, but you take the time to do it just to let me know how you're doing and let me know how you're feeling about whatever it is I've mentioned, good, bad, or indifferent. And I like seeing it. I like Lenore reading them, and I like to listen to her read them. Just because I like listening to Lenore. Sometimes. Other times I have this selective hearing thing going on.
Yes, other times you do.
Okay, next.
This comes from Jackie.
Jackie!
Another great Wip Chat. Did you see I sent you a message, Lee, via Instagram message?
Yes, I did, and I replied to it already.
Okay. I love eating fried chicken. I have to say, my mom and grandma taught me how to cook. They both are excellent cooks. Have a blessed day. My mom taught me how to cook. By the time I was able to learn, my grandma was gone. She was an older lady. But she taught her daughter, and her daughter was a great cook. I'm fair to middling, but...
She's better than she gives herself credit for. Don't let her fool you.
No, I know what I'm comparing myself to.
I don't. Yeah, well, that's just it. You're comparing yourself again. Don't compare yourself.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you.
You heard it. She threatened me. She's gonna hit me.
I didn't threaten it. I said I'm going to. And Cindy, thanks for the comment about the pictures, because I don't think about taking them, even though my in-laws were like picture nuts. I mean, we have bins of pictures of them, the boys, the sister, everybody.
Hundreds of pictures.
Hundreds of them. I have very few pictures of Lee and I. I can count them on probably
One hand.
one hand. He's right. And that is something really to think about, because if I go first, which I probably will, I won't be able to hang around and point at my picture to him. And if he goes first, I'll miss him. Something fierce.
No, you won't, because I'm gonna come back and haunt your ass.
Well, you probably would do that too.
You're right, I would.
Well, that's all I got from me. Is there anything else from you, dear heart?
Yeah, I got a couple of stories.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Let's see. Do I want to keep Tammy waiting?
No.
Because I love to keep Tammy waiting. It's so much fun. Well, I suppose one of my stories is of my father's sister, my aunt.
Dot.
Her name, her actual name was Doris.
Yep.
But everybody called her Dot or Dottie. She was an extremely outspoken woman. To a fault. What the hell is with all these trash girls all of a sudden? Anyway, she was very big into getting tan. And she tanned quite well. To the point where when she was younger, she went to get on the bus. Now, most of you are probably not old enough to remember, but might have heard in the history books, where African Americans were forced to sit on the back of the bus. So she got on a bus one day and during the summer, and she was told to go to the back of the bus, and she refused. And the man argued with the driver, argued with her, and showed him her license. Which, by the way, the picture was taken in the summertime. Lo and behold, the picture made her look like she had dark skin. So the bus driver argued with her some more, and finally she turned around, lifted up her shirt and her bra, and said, "Look, white titties," in front of God and country, all on the bus. Kids, didn't matter. She did that. Fast forward several years later.
Yeah.
She had a mastectomy, and Lenore was going through her first biopsy
Years ago.
years and years ago. And Dottie, now mind you, we hadn't been dating all that long at that point. Dottie turns around, lifts up her shirt, and shows her the bare chest because my aunt never got an implant. She said, "See, it's not that bad." Now, at the time, you got to understand, Lenore was not the outgoing individual she is today, which should tell you something right then and there. She wouldn't say shit if she had a mouthful. So, yeah, doing something like that to her was just...
She threw me in a state of shock.
The look on her face at the time, I tell you, was just pure shock. Oh my God, what do I say now?
I was scared enough anyways.
Yeah, and she was, on top of that, she was scared enough anyway, and she's sitting there saying, "Who the hell is this woman?"
But she loved me.
And I touched on it earlier. Actually, I spoke of it earlier. My dad, on to another story, by the way, just because. My dad was in the United States Coast Guard. He went, up into officers' country in his ranks. Got seasick. And he wasn't land-based. He actually served aboard two 2 Coast Guard cutters. He eventually was land-based, but he served aboard 2 different Coast Guard cutters. Got seasick. Funniest thing you ever want to see. I know, not funny haha, but funny haha. At least to me. Yeah, I know you guys are probably sitting there, yeah, so what's so funny about that? Well, I'm sorry, but you don't join the Coast Guard knowing you're going to be knowing you're seasick. But that's okay.
And his father was huge. He was a big man, not tall, but he was a big man.
Well, he was 6'3".
Yeah, he was tall enough.
Weighed 300 pounds.
Yeah, he was a big man. And he couldn't fight the ocean.
But, yeah, reduced to rubble when it came to the ocean. Or even the bay.
Well, he was on the turnaround, isn't he?
Yeah. Somewhat. He put on a good face because he was around clients. So, the other story I have is lately everybody's been talking about their little fur babies. My aunt had Maltese. One was a Maltese. I don't remember what the other one was. But these dogs were really smart. More or less trained that way, but not officially trained that way, if that makes any sense. When they would go out somewhere, my aunt would just say cage. Dog would get into the cage by the front door, lay down and go to sleep. If the dog had a particularly fun day of playing with his toys, she would just simply say to clean up the toys, and the dog would take all the toys throughout the room and pick them up and put them in his toy box. At Christmas time, he had to have his toys wrapped and put under the tree like everyone else's. My aunt would then turn around and tell him, okay, it's your turn, go find one of your toys. He would get under the tree, go around everybody's presents that were under there, and there were quite a few. I mean, it completely lined the whole bottom underneath the tree. He would go around every single one of them, pull out one of the packages, and then proceed not to open it. Or not to give it to somebody to open, I should say, but open it himself. Play with it for a couple of minutes, and then go back over by the tree and wait until he was called to get his own toy. This was her dog. It would also, if you said, go get your yellow ball, it would go get the yellow ball. Go get the red ball, it would go get the red ball. Go get your corn, whatever. It just didn't matter. It would get whatever you called for.
This was before me, right?
Yeah, this was before you.
Yeah.
But
Kate played track too.
yeah. Well, they both did the same thing.
Yeah.
But very, very smart animals they were. You know, would unfortunately was extremely friendly to anybody that came by. But if they walked by the property, the dog would only run to the edge of the grass. That unfortunately also ended up being the dog's demise. Because one of the people that lived down the street, or on the next street over, had a couple of greyhounds who had just been court ordered, had just gotten off the muzzle after a court order where they attacked something else or someone else. I forget
Small
which.
dog, a small dog, I think.
Well, Gogo was a white dog. Gogo was, yes, that's the dog's name. Gogo, don't ask. I have no idea.
Was your Uncle Gerald's nickname? You know that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, that's
Um,
what it was.
She's saying it's my uncle Jerry's
Dot's
nickname.
Dot's husband's.
So anyway, this woman was walking her dogs, her greyhounds, and Gogo went running after them to greet them. But because Gogo was so small, he looked like a little rabbit. And what do greyhounds race after when they're on the racetrack? A little rabbit. So one dog grabbed it by the head, the other one grabbed him by the tail, and that was the end of Gogo. We had a cop that lived next door to us who said that he wished he was home at the time because he would have gotten his service revolver and shot the dog.
Before letting him pull him.
You know? Yeah, before the dogs got a hold of Gogo.
So he never left the property, and we were going to get him that day.
But, yeah, we were supposed to get him and take him with us because this was just shortly after my dad passed. Cinnamon, go away. But we were supposed to get him that day and bring him home with us. But anyway, he was a good dog.
He was
Trained well.
crazy as all get out. But
Yeah.
he was a good dog.
He was funny farm material, but you know.
Spoiled. But he loved me.
Yeah, this is a dog that, you know, ate off of my aunt's
Oh, please, don't.
spoon. You know, she didn't care.
I wish you didn't.
Dog's mouth is cleaner than yours. Yeah, okay, Dad. But anyway, other than that, I think that's about all the stories I have for today. You what?
That last one was
Oh, she didn't like the last story. Oh well.
It's all right.
No, it's half left. I keep telling you it's never all right. It's always half left.
Go over and nibble on his toes. He won't feel it, so it won't matter.
None of this trying to get the cat to bite my toes.
He's no good girl.
Just because you're a sadist.
Yeah. He's no good girl. That's me.
Anyway,
I'm leaving.
y'all have yourselves a wonderful day, a wonderful week. We hope to have you back again next week.
And I won't let him tell another go-go story.
But why? So what if I'm morbid?
You can tell some go-go stories.
Anyway,
Have
Have
great
yourself-
week.
a great week, and we will talk to you,
Hopefully
hopefully.
next week. Next Tuesday.
Whoa. It helps if I get up without falling down.
Yep, it does.
Ah.